Welcome to final BSc Statistics students. We are discussing completely randomized design. We have discussed the definition, advantages, disadvantages, applications, and then we have discussed in another class we have discussed statistical analysis of CRD. Now we discuss least square estimates of CRD. What is meant by least square estimates? What is meant by least square estimates? Term itself speaks clearly. We have to estimate the parameters mu alpha I, but of course epsilon I j later. By minimizing the error, by using the principle of least squares. That is the reason why it was specified as least squares, least square estimates. So by minimizing the error component, the residual sum of squares, by using the principle of least squares, that is nothing but principle of least squares. No need to explain again. Minimizing the residual sum of squares is nothing but principle of least squares. So we have to consider error component E, sum of the squares of the residuals, and then we have to get the partial differentiation and if it equal to 0 the respective parameters, and you will get the respective estimate of the parameters mu and alpha. So that is here clearly to speak in one sentence. Estimate the parameters mu and alpha I for the variations in the parameter. Minimizing the error component E by using the principle of least squares. That is what I am doing here. I consider first of all the error component E. It is nothing but summation I is equal to 1 to k, summation j is equal to 1 to ni. It is epsilon ij square. What is epsilon ij? We know mathematical model. Yij is equal to mu plus alpha I plus epsilon ij. So therefore epsilon ij is equal to minus mu minus alpha I. Right? So therefore it is nothing but summation I is equal to 1 to k, summation j is equal to 1 to ni. It is Yij minus mu minus alpha I the whole square. This is called sum of the squares of the residuals. Sum squares of the residual deviation, right? So this is what the error component now. Now we have to apply principle of least squares method. We have to differentiate with respect to mu to estimate the parameter mu. So that is what I am doing. Dou e by dou mu is equal to 0 and calculate estimate the parameter mu. So therefore you differentiate this E component E, the value here. So hence it is 2 multiplied by f of x whole square. 2 in f of x, summation I is equal to 1 to k, summation j is equal to 1 to ni. And this Yij minus mu minus alpha I multiplied by the differentiation of Yij minus mu minus alpha f of x. It is 0, minus mu it is minus 1. And minus alpha is 0, so it is equal to 0. So therefore now 2 cannot be 0, minus 1 cannot be 0, and this is the term, it will be 0, becomes 0. So right, so hence it is summation, I am taking summations, j is equal to 1 to ni Yij, that is the first term, double summation mu, that is minus summation I is equal to 1 to k, summation j is equal to 1 to ni mu, minus summation I is equal to 1 to k and summation j is equal to 1 to ni, alpha I is equal to be 0. So this term is 0 because alpha I does not depend on summation j and summation ni into alpha I. Yeah. And therefore it is summation ni into alpha I, summation ni into alpha becomes 0. So hence it is 0. And summation, double summation Yij is nothing but capital N into y bar dot dot. So since y bar dot dot, it is the formula of 1 by capital N summation I is equal to 1 to k, summation j is equal to 1 to n I by I z. That's what this is the term here. You can observe here the term summation I is equal to 1 to k, j is equal to 1 to n I by I z, which is nothing but n into y bar. If you take left hand side, y bar dot dot. So therefore n into y bar dot dot is equal to this. And minus mu is a constant, does not depend on both the summations. Hence it is capital N into mu. Two summations, summation I is equal to 1 to k, j is equal to 1 to n I. How many terms are there? Capital N terms. So capital N into mu. Minus, you see, this is summation I is equal to 1 to k, n I into alpha I is equal to 0. Summation n I alpha is 0. So alpha is equal to mu I dot minus mu. Refer the one way classification I explained, right? So and now n into y bar dot dot, we can cancel. Therefore, what the term remains here, n into y bar dot dot is equal to n into mu. I have taken minus n mu right hand side. This term becomes 0. So n will get cancelled. Therefore, which implies mu is equal to y bar dot dot. This means mu is the value we obtain y bar dot dot. But there is no such value it is going to be considered. We should not consider. Therefore, mu estimated value mu cron is equal to y bar dot dot. This is what the estimation of mu, the parameter mu cron, the estimated value of mu cron is equal to y bar dot dot. What is y bar dot dot? It's overall mean. It is 1 by capital N summation I is equal to 1 to k, summation j is equal to 1 to n I by I z. That is overall mean, overall yield. Overall yield, average. Okay, it is going to be considered. So that is the mu going to be estimated by the overall mean, that average yield of all the observations, right? It's going to be considered. Now another parameter alpha I. Similarly, if you estimate the parameter alpha I by differentiating E with respect to alpha I, we get the required value. So therefore, dou E by dou alpha I is equivalent to 0. That's what you have to remember. Whenever alpha I, you have here the alpha I term. I should be substituted 1, 2 and so on I and so on k. Except ith term, alpha I, except ith term, remaining all the terms get cancelled because of the differentiation becomes 0. The differentiation becomes 0 because these are constant with respect to alpha I. The differentiation is with respect to alpha I. Therefore, alpha 1, the term contains alpha 1 becomes 0. Term contains alpha 2 becomes 0. We have expanded I is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to k. What I have explained in the one-way classification or two-way classification. Whenever you have the differentiation depends on alpha I, then you have to expand I is equal to 1 to k or whatever it is. The summation term with respect to I is equal to 1 to k, all the terms are to be expanded. First I is equal to 1 particular term you will have. I is equal to 2, another term, plus and so on, ith term. This is going to be differentiated. These all the terms, the differentiation becomes 0. Similarly, plus and so on. The kth term, right? So therefore, only we have the ith term. That's what we are differentiating. That is, we are differentiating summation j is equal to 1 to n I yij minus mu minus alpha I the whole square, in which this is only the ith term. I is equal to I. We have substituted. Remaining terms with differentiation becomes 0. That is why, that's what my argument. So therefore, 2 into differentiating that summation j is equal to 1 to n I yij minus mu minus alpha I multiplied by differentiation is minus 1. Yij 0 minus mu differentiation 0 minus alpha I differentiation minus 1. So therefore, by applying the summation now, summation j is equal to 1 to n I yij minus summation j is equal to 1 to n I mu minus summation j is equal to 1 to n I alpha I is equal to 0. So if you refer the formula, if you refer the formula y bar I dot, the formula is equal to 1 by ni summation j is equal to 1 to ni by ij. So ni into y bar I dot is nothing but summation j is equal to 1 to ni by ij. Or simply you can divide with ni, whatever it is. You can wait for some time. Summation j is equal to 1 to ni by ij minus summation j is equal to 1 to ni mu. Mu is a constant, does not depend on summation j. So therefore it is ni into mu minus alpha is also constant, does not depend on summation j. Ni into alpha I. So now you divide with ni and take the term alpha I right hand side, right? And so that 1 by ni summation j is equal to 1 to ni yij minus mu is equal to alpha I. So ni terms will get cancelled in these two because we are dividing with ni. Divided by ni cancel, divided by ni cancel. Minus mu I kept here, alpha I have taken right hand side. Right? So therefore, this is the value alpha I. What is alpha I? I am writing here. Therefore, alpha I is equal to 1 by ni summation j is equal to 1 to ni by ij. You see, what is this formula? Y bar I dot, I have written there. So it is the formula y bar I dot minus this is mu. Now we have to estimate alpha I because mu is not a known value, it's a parameter. So it is y bar I dot you will get from the data, the table. You will get from the table or that data. So alpha I cron is equal to y bar I dot minus mu cron. Therefore alpha I cron is equal to y bar I dot. What is mu cron? Just now we have estimated y bar dot dot. Y bar dot dot. So therefore alpha I, the parameter alpha I is going to be estimated by y bar I dot minus y bar dot dot. What is y bar I dot? It is the average yield due to the height treatment. The mean yield due to the height treatment. And y bar dot dot is overall mean. Overall mean for all the observations. Right? So therefore mu and alpha I which are going to be estimated in this fashion. Now one particular parameter which is not we can consider is one particular value is going to be estimated epsilon ij. That is what the error component. That is error. So basically, I hope you understand this. By after estimating this the parameter mu and alpha I, now we have to calculate the value of epsilon ij. What is epsilon ij? Epsilon ij is equal to yij minus mu minus alpha I. So is equivalent to be yij. Now I write mu cron and alpha I cron is equivalent to be yij minus what is mu cron? Estimation y bar dot dot minus alpha I cron y bar I dot minus y bar dot dot. This is the just now we have estimated. So now by cancelling y bar dot dot minus y bar dot dot, it is plus minus of minus plus y bar dot dot. What we have a value yij minus y bar I dot, that is the formula of epsilon ij. This is what the epsilon ij is going to be estimated from the estimations of mu and alpha I. The parameters mu and alpha I. Therefore epsilon ij is equal to yij minus y bar I dot. This is what the least square estimates. This is what the least square estimates for CRD, completely randomized design. Thank you.